Can I please have Kate Kominar to the stage? She is Linda Wood's wife and will be sharing their story.
Thank you, Scott. Right side up is better. Hello, everyone. I want to thank all of you here today, and especially Scott and Charger and everyone involved in the LGBT Fallen Heroes Memorial for including my wife, Linda Ann Wood. In this ceremony. It's my honor and privilege to let you know a small bit about Linda. She was born on January 17th, 1962, in Plainfield, New Jersey, and she died 12 days shy of what would have been her 60th birthday in Davie, Florida. Linda's life was filled with achievements that manifested the values, principles, and qualities at Linda's core. I met Linda in 1988, and over the decades, Linda displayed immense courage, determination, humility, humor, kindness, loyalty, fairness, and justice, but above all, her commitment to service to others in small and large ways. Her goal was to be available and to make a positive impact in all that she did. In high school, Linda wanted and dreamed of becoming an attorney, but her path led her in a different direction. It led her into corrections and law enforcement training. Instead of being an attorney, she put herself through college at Trenton State, majoring in criminal justice and taking mostly evening classes so that she could learn from people with real-life experiences. Many of her classes were filled with people from law enforcement taking night classes to complete their degree. Her college internship, no surprise, turned into a full-time position with the New Jersey Department of Corrections in 1982. After outstanding early career achievements, in 1992, a senior administrator encouraged her to apply for a temporary assignment with the National Institute of Corrections in Longmont, Colorado. She was selected, and the division chief there quickly put Linda in charge of two key initiatives: leadership training for first-term sheriffs across the country, and second, policy and program development to address the surge of influx of mentally ill persons into the nation's jails. During her 3-year term there, Linda received the National Institute of Corrections Director's Award for her accomplishments, an achievement that no one had done as a temporary assignment. In 1995, Linda was recruited to the Broward Sheriff's Office in Broward County, where she assumed the position of Assistant Director of Community Corrections. And in 1998, she joined the Institute of Public Safety at Broward College as Assistant Dean for Professional and Executive Development. Linda became the Dean of the Institute in 2007, and this position in our county is equivalent to being a chief of a police department. Linda loved the Institute, and her special love was the police academy. Here are some excerpts that I wanted to share from Linda's message to all incoming cadets. Your criminal justice law enforcement academy experience will be one of the most memorable events of your lifetime. Our mission is to continuously maintain the highest standards in criminal justice and law enforcement training for all our cadets, inspiring all cadets to be the best that they can be. Your training will be vigorous, challenging, and demanding, and failure is not an option. Linda's life mirrored these words, overcoming the impacts of family violence and addiction, trauma, and sexual abuse. As the daughter of a World War II Marine with PTSD, she learned to get up when she was knocked down. She learned to stand firm for her principles and never to cave in to the threats or attempts to intimidate her. For example, a police chief's son failed to pass a requirement for graduation from the academy. A department minion called Linda and ordered her to overlook the rules, or else she would not be safe in their jurisdiction. Linda refused. Neither pressure nor intimidation could sway Linda's determination to do the right thing. Throughout her career, Linda encountered many challenges working in a male-dominated field because of her gender and her sexual orientation. She refused to let bias and discrimination distract her from her mission to be of service and make a difference in her personal and professional life, as well as in her public service in the community. Another telling example of Linda's character and strength is reflected in an encounter that I personally witnessed. A so-called friend, a Broward Sheriff's Office deputy, told Linda, I don't know why, but told Linda that she could take her to the ground. Linda calmly responded that she might get her down, but she would get back up. That was the end of that conversation, but that was Linda. Linda faced head-on all that she did, and she did all she could learn from all of her experiences, achievements as well as setbacks. Sadly, Linda was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer on February 14th, 2020. The cancer had already spread from her pancreas to her bones. It was a terminal diagnosis, with 2 to 6 months to live being the average life expectancy for that diagnosis. The treatment option was a 5-drug chemotherapy delivered over 46 hours every 2 weeks for the rest of her life, and radiation to fight the cancer on her bones. She told her oncologist, Dr. NK, she would refuse to die, and Linda did her utmost to be stronger than cancer. Her courageous battle with cancer included more than 70 chemotherapy treatments, 30 radiations that targeted her shoulder, her femur, and her hip, as well as a radical surgery to insert a rod into her femur and a screw to hold her femur to her hip. Pancreatic cancer is, as she would say, a hard one, and it is even more horrible when you start treatment during a global pandemic. To counter the enforced isolation, Linda shared her thoughts, feelings, and challenges, as well as the gifts of cancer, in a private Facebook group. The group was formed to keep the hundreds of people who wanted to know about how Linda was doing and who cared deeply for her, about her treatment and how she was holding up. It was a two-way street. Linda shared her posts that inspired everyone who read them, and people contributed sayings and stories to help support and encourage her. Everyone benefited from Linda's honest and emotion-filled posts that displayed her as well as her vulnerability and courage. Linda continued to work tirelessly during most of her cancer journey as best she could, and her community service didn't end with her diagnosis. The mayor of our town, the town of Davie, asked Linda to serve on the search committee for the chief of police. Linda participated fully in that search, including a full day of candidate interviews while she was receiving chemotherapy infusion and feeling terribly sick. Linda's lived will was unmatched. She got back up countless times in the 34 months between her cancer diagnosis and her death. Intolerable pain and seizures from cancer in her brain forced her to end the fight on December 31st, 2022, and she was gone 5 days later. Linda worried that she would not be remembered after she passed, but everyone she shared her life with and her accomplishments and her wisdom assured her that she would never be forgiven by those who knew and had the honor to know and to work with her. Linda entered my life in 1988, and I was blessed to have found the love of my life in her. We were a team for 34 years. She was a hero in life to me and to many others, and in spirit, she is now an angel. I want to thank all of you for all that you do and for being here, and for everyone who is here for all that you have been through and will go through. What we do matters. And as Linda would say, when we get knocked down, we get back up. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Also joining us today is Kate's friend, Betsy, and good friend, Special Agent John Savecki.